Hello YouTubers and welcome to another Doctor Who DVD review. This time it's of the Ace Adventures box set, starring Sylvester McCoy as the 7th Doctor and Sophie Aldred, making her debut in the first story of this set, Dragonfire, as Ace. On the front cover of this set we have the 7th Doctor, and appropriately we have Ace, seeing as this is called Ace Adventures. We have also the Kandyman and this nice chap from Dragonfire as well. Overall, I've got to say it's a decent front cover for a box set. I even like how in the text for this you have the Ace logo, which you see on the back of her jacket in the majority of the stories which the character appeared in. So really nice that they did that, really. It's quite different. We'll just move it a little bit, you can see like the whole design of it, so overall it's pretty good. And as I said, one of the stories in this set was Dragonfire, the other one is the Happiness Patrol. The description at the bottom reads, Ace joins the 7th Doctor aboard the TARDIS, where she's soon battling a biomechanoid and liberating a world where just feeling sad can get you shot. This is a 2-disc box set, 1 disc for each story. It's a PG. Have a look there. You can see again, Ace Adventures gives you the details of what's in this set, story-wise. And that's the other side. And that's where the stories would be inside. One thing to note with this box set, unlike all the others from the classic series that come out, it has this weird thing here, this weird flap thing. So when it's boxed, it's sort of like that, and it's really, really weird. I don't like that. It's a bit stupid, to be honest. I don't know why they did that. It was fine how it was before, but there you go. So at the top there it just says Ace Adventures as well. Stands out from all the others because of the Ace logo. And there's all your usual stuff. It gives you your overall runtime and all of that bejazzle. But anyway, on to the stories. First off, we've got Dragonfire. So we have a few things from this story. We have Ace, the 7th Doctor, Kane, and the alien from this as well. And we got parts of Iceworld in the background and like all the ice blocks and all of that. And you've even got another image of Iceworld there, the actual planet itself. And yeah, there's a part of it there as well on the side. It was written by Ian Briggs at the Iceworld space trading colony on Savratros. I can never pronounce that, but yeah. The Doctor and Mel unexpectedly encounter an old friend. The penniless and desperate Sabalong Glitz has only one option to leave Savratros, to find the fabled Dragonfire treasure concealed somewhere in the depths of the planet. Joined by Ace, a teenage waitress with a love for explosives, the group venture off to uncover lost riches, not knowing that Kane, Iceworld's ruthlessly intimidated overlord, will gladly murder them all to gain possession of the Dragonfire himself. Before long, the Doctor finds himself playing a deadly game of cat and mouse with Kane's mercenaries, descending through the ice caverns ever closer to the deadly gaze of the monstrous dragon that lurks below. Special features include a commentary by Sophie Aldred, Edward Peel, Ian Briggs, Andrew Cartmel, Dominic Glynn, Chris Clough, moderated by Mark Ayres. We have Fire and Ice. The cast and crew look back at the making of Dragonfire, the Doctor's strange love, analysing Dragonfire through the eyes of fans Josie Long, Simon Guerrier and Joe Lidster. We have deleted and extended scenes for this story. The Big Bang Theory, not to be confused with the US sitcom. New series special effects supervisor Danny Hargreaves compares 1987's effects to those used today. We have isolated music score, Radio Times listings, production information, subtitles, photo gallery, a coming soon trailer, and a digitally remastered picture and sound quality. The story was originally broadcast on BBC One between the 23rd of November and the 7th of December 1987, produced by John Nathan Turner, directed by Chris Clough, sleeve text by John Kittrell, and the cover was by Clayton Hickman. It was 73 minutes long, approximately, so 3 episodes, which was a standard in the Sylvester McCoy era. Here we have the leaflets, more artwork from the front, and you can see a bit more there as well. The Seventh Doctor being omitted from the disc here. So, Dragonfire. Now, as some of you will know, Dragonfire is part of season 24, so yeah. Special features, I'll talk about them first before I actually say anything about this story. Special features are good. Yeah, they're pretty good actually, these special features. Easily the best thing that's on this whole disc. It gives you an insight to why a few things went wrong with this story. Particularly one of the cliffhangers. And by that I mean a literal cliffhanger. This cliffhanger here. Yeah. I'm sure a few people will agree with me when I say this. One of the worst cliffhangers ever made. Yeah, doesn't make sense whatsoever, and apparently it was written completely differently in the script. But because of the resources that they had with the BBC and the time limit they had, they couldn't really make it work, and that's why we ended up with what we got, and it's pretty shambolic, to be completely honest with you. The story itself, it's not the worst story of season 24. I'd say it's the second best story of season 24. It's better than Paradise Towers, and it's better than Time and the Rani. But that's not saying much, because this story I don't think's good. I still think that this is actually quite a bad story. The villain is over the top, and there's a few other things what I don't like about this. I do like the whole setting of it being on an ice world, and it looks pretty decent for 1987. But overall, it's just a bit crap at the end of the day when you think of other stories that came before it, and especially stories that came after this. It doesn't deliver. So yeah, Dragonfire is not a good story. I'd say probably the best thing about this story is the fact that we swap companions at the end of this. So Mel leaves and Ace joins the Doctor in the TARDIS, because unfortunately Mel was one of my least favourite companions, so quite glad to see her go, really, in this story. One person I wasn't glad about seeing come back was Sabalon Glitz. Some may love him, some may hate him. I'm one of those who probably hates his character. I was never a fan of his character. He appeared in The Trial of a Time Lord, never cared for him then. He was created by Robert Holmes as well, of all people, who's like the best writer in Doctor Who history. He goes and creates a character like that, and I didn't want to see him again. He's not one of my favourite characters, unfortunately. Not a dig on the actor though. The actor is good. It's just a character I just don't like. I quite detest him. But anyway, Dragonfire. That's it. That's my ramblings out the way. Now onto the Happiness Patrol, which I'll just say off the bat anyway. It's the better story out of the two. We got like a really pink looking front cover, a little bit similar to how the front cover of the DVD to Time and the Rani looks. So on this front cover, once again we've got the Doctor, we've got Ace, we've got this woman here who is basically like a representation at the time of the Prime Minister from back then, Margaret Thatcher. And we have the sort of alien menace of this, as you will, the Kandyman, who is rather ridiculous. And here you just got the sign here, which you see as one of the cliffhangers of the story, and you see parts of the background of the story as well. And what else is there? There's this bloke here as well, who's part of the whole scenery, and the TARDIS has been painted pink as well because, you know, why not? So that's the spine. Looks pretty dark. And here's your back of the DVD. So, The Happiness Patrol by Graham Curry. On the planet Terra Alpha, bright fluorescent lights and garish candy strips, colours abound. The population constantly display happy smiles. There's no sadness on Terra Alpha. Anyone feeling remotely glum disappears quickly. Having heard disturbing rumours, the Doctor and Ace arrive to topple the entire regime overnight, but they haven't reckoned upon the varied punitive measures enforced by colony leader Helen A. There are many delicious ways to vanish on Terra Alpha. You can be hunted down by the omnipresent Happiness Patrol or mauled by Helen A's ravenous pet, Fifi, but an especially unlikely few will find themselves in the Sweetie Factory manned by Helen A's psychotic henchman, the Kandyman. This time, happiness will prevail. Special features include commentary by Sophie Aldred, Graham Curry, Andrew Cartmel, Dominic Glynn and Chris Clough, moderated by Toby Haddock. We have Happiness Will Prevail. Cast and crew look back at the making of the Happiness Patrol. When Worlds Collide, analysing the story's political ideologies. And we have deleted and extended scenes, and we have all the rest, which are just usual special features which you find on most of these classic DVDs. The story was originally broadcast on BBC One between the 2nd and 16th of November 1988. It was produced by John Nathan Turner, directed by Chris Clough. The sleeve text was by Tim Kittrell, and the cover was by Clayton Hickman once again. And the feature length for this was 74 minutes. So once again, 3 parts long. So there we got another image of the front cover, and there, once again, you have Helen A, the 7th Doctor and Ace, and another one of the characters there in the background. Overall, what do I think of the Happiness Patrol? It's actually not a bad story, to be honest with you. I think that the whole idea of not being allowed to be sad is a really it's actually quite dark in some ways. One of the moments from this story which I've always liked when I first saw it was when the 7th Doctor manipulates 2 of the guards and he talks about life and death to them, and it was one of the first times that we saw just how dark this Doctor really could be. We saw a little bit more of that in the previous story, Remembrance of the Daleks, but here we see it again, and it really goes to show his Doctor really does work, like when he's manipulative. I didn't like his Doctor when he was all clownish, like in season 24. This is the 7th Doctor, which I love. Season 25 and beyond is the one I love. Sylvester McCoy was just made for scenes like that. I think Helen A is an interesting villain. I think the Kandyman, yeah, I did say he is ridiculous. He's based off Bertie Bassett and all of that. And I know that the BBC got in trouble for using that design. So, yeah, there's nothing you can really do about that. But Kandyman lives on in other mediums like Big Finish. So I guess this story did have some sort of legacy. And to be honest, yeah, as silly as the Kandyman is, I don't know, there's something about him which I quite like, as silly as he is. Obviously, he doesn't compare to a lot of the other monsters that have appeared in Doctor Who history, but I don't know, there's something about this Kandyman. He is a little bit terrifying. I'm just looking at him now. Just look at him here. Look at this face, right? If that doesn't tell you anything terrifying, then, well, I don't really know what to say, to be honest with you. But overall, the Happiness Patrol actually quite an underrated story, and the special features are rather good as well. So what's not to like with this story? So overall, that is Ace Adventures box set, all done and dusted. I think that the jewel in the crown for this will have to be the Happiness Patrol. Easily the best thing about this box set. Quite a dark concept of a story, to be honest with you. Quite a bold move of the BBC to package these two stories together. Dragonfire, it's not a good story, but I suppose they had to release it in some way, so they thought, well, let's release it in an Ace Adventures box set, seeing as Ace plays quite a crucial part in both of these stories. So, yeah, overall, decent box set for the Seventh Doctor. All I can say is, if you're a fan of the Seventh Doctor, then it's a no-brainer to pick this up, really. And that's all I've got to say for the Ace Adventures box set. So thank you very much for watching this DVD review for the Ace Adventures box set. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like, comment and subscribe. And stay tuned for more. See you next time.